Hello, everybody. The greatest president in the history of the world here, reporting from my cave that I had 3 immigrants build roughly 354 feet under my golf course that isn't in Florida. Unfortunately, as you all have seen, I am in fact in hiding from the police. After posting my last deck profile, they suddenly have evidence that I was, quote, stacking my deck, and that I was, quote, making the female staff at the regionals uncomfortable by asking if they knew Bill Clinton. I haven't been able to leave for several days, so I'm currently keeping busy by playing on Dueling Book and reading the stolen documents I've buried with me. Speaking of which, have you read some of this stuff? It's crazy what we do. Listen to this. Replace Simo with a body double is the title of this paper. Cover up that MBT is a Rothschild who has been bribing the U.S. government to ignore the fact that every video of him is actually a poorly drawn cardboard cutout. Luckily, I have gotten a great ranking on Dueling Book. For some reason, my opponents disappear when I tell them that Joe Biden's real name is Joe Mama.
Hey fisherman, Aqua Duelist here, and guys, I know I just did a deck profile on this like a month ago, but I took 3rd place with this deck, and I did so many changes. So, guys, I'm giving you the 3rd place magical punk-ass Gate Guardian hero deck. This deck is absolutely insane. We're playing a lot of engines, and all our engines basically help us get to what we want to do, which is make Gate Guardian combined. And they also kind of offer to be a little bit of a toolbox in a sense. So, starting off, 3 copies of Labyrinth Heavy Tank. This will set a Gate Guardian piece from in the spell and trap zone out of the deck, and if you have the field spell on the field, this will also pop a monster your opponent controls. Next up, 3 copies of the Shadow Ghoul of the Labyrinth. This you discard to grab the field spell, and if you have the field spell on the field while it's in the grave, if your opponent, basically like if a monster has battle, start damage step, this pops it, or pops your opponent's monster, so it's pretty nice. Next up for the Gate Guardian pieces, 2 copy of Sangha of the Thunder, 2 copies of Kazujin, and then 2 copies of Suijin. All the Gate Guardian pieces, once we're on the field, basically just at the start of a damage step, you can make the opponent's monster that's attacking 0. So each piece kind of gets a, chance to save themselves from battle once. That's all they do. So that's it for the Gate Guardian monsters. I'm going to go on to the Gate Guardian spells. I'm basically just going to be doing this deck profile a little different than normal. I'm going to be showing off the actual engines, and, instead of it being sorted by like monsters, spells, traps, and all that. So, for the Gate Guardian spells, I play 3 copies of the field spell, puts one of the Gate Guardian pieces from the deck into the spell and trap zone, and then at the start of the battle phase, your opponent's battle phase, if your opponent has a monster with 16 or lesser attack, it gets popped. Then, of course, I'm obviously playing the 1 terraforming with it, so we basically get 4 copies right there. Next up, I'm playing 3 copies of Double Attack, Wind and Thunder. So this will basically, you control a Gate Guardian piece, you get to pop a card your opponent controls, and it's in the grave. You can banish it and grab one of the Gate Guardian pieces that is either banished or is in your deck to your hand, so that's pretty nice. Then I also play 1 copy of Ryokoku Guardian. If your opponent's life points are higher than yours, half your opponent's life points, and then you give one of the Gate Guardians that you control that much attack. So it's basically like an OTK card. There's a lot of FTKs around this card. It's freaking stupid. Then it has the effect of you can banish it in the grave to add a Banish Gate Guardian piece or a piece from the deck to your hand. Something really cool with these is there's times where I'll like discard them for Foxy Tune or I can't think of it. Magician Souls, essentially, to just grab a free piece. Uh, I kind of do that at times. I'll more or less do it with the attack card because I play 3 copies. Ryukoku Guardian's good. I just feel like I play it at 1 because it is searchable, and on top of that too, we're focusing more on going first and just setting up a crazy board. We're not just trying to instantly OTK or FTK. But yeah, it's there for the OTK follow up and such. So that's it for the Gate Guardian spells. I don't play Prey of the Jurigumo anymore. I had to cut it. Next up, we play a hero engine. We play 3 copies of A Hero Lives. If you control monsters, half your life points. Summon a hero from deck. With that, we play 2 copies of Elemental Hero Prisma. This card's absolutely nutters in this deck. It's really stupid and busted. So, basically, whenever he's summoned, you can send a card that is listed as fusion material from the deck to the grave. So, and then it takes that name. So, in this deck particularly, it gives you essentially 2 pieces, or it gives you a piece for 2 different fusions. Because combine can fuse by banishing from the grave, and then the others, while they're on the field. So, yeah, that's it for the hero package. Next up, I play a Magician Souls engine. So I play 3 copies of Pre-Preparation of Rites. That's going to grab us one of our 2 copies of Illusion of Chaos. Then we use this to basically grab one of our 2 copies of Magician Souls. We all know what Magician Soul this engine. It's effectively a free body and a draw 2. It's pretty stupid. Do want to note real quick. What's really cool is with Magician Souls in this deck, you can actually send Kazujin because it's a level 6 or it's a level 7 spellcaster, so it meets the requirement. So it's another way to specifically dump Kazujin and effectively draw 2. You can destroy or you can send the Gate Guardian pieces in the spell and trap zone to the grave to draw 2 if you want to do that. So yeah, it's got a lot of really good unique synergy with this deck. So that's it for the Magician Souls engine. Now for the next engine, the last engine, this is the p.u.n.k engine. We are playing 3 copies of Emergency Teleport. This is just going to drop one of our small punks from the deck for free. Then I play 1 copy of p.u.n.k Jam Extreme Session. I love it. This card's really good. And the thing is, even if you draw Wugong to if you draw it, you can't really do the full combo or one of the full main combos. But the thing I like with this deck is the punks have a couple different combos you can do. So it doesn't feel like a constrained engine. It feels more like a toolbox to me. So if I can't, do the main combo I want to do, I'll try to get this and, combo off the punks because this is effectively can be a draw 2, and that's always nice. And then if I have another punk in my hand, I can banish one from the grave to special summon it. So that's pretty nice. I like it. This card's just really freaking awesome. I really didn't, realize the full extent of how good it was until I played at this tournament and I took 3rd place. So yeah, so that's it for the spells for the p.u.n.k engine. Now we're going to go on to the p.u.n.k monsters. So we play 2 copies of Z-Admin. This is pay 600, grab a p.u.n.k monster from your deck, add it to your hand. 1 copy of Foxy Tune. You can basically tribute a p.u.n.k to special summon him. Don't really do that. The main thing we're going to be doing is discarding him and then another card from our hand to summon a p.u.n.k monster from deck. 1 copy of p.u.n.k. I'm not even going to try to pronounce this guy because I feel like I can't. But basically he pays 600, you fuse, you're not really going to be using the other effect to sync or summon. Then we play one copy of p.u.n.k. Wagon. I said Wugong earlier, I think. But yeah, pay 600, you grab the field spell. Then we also play one copy of Deer Note. So basically, when he leaves the field, you can bring back one of your punks from the grave, and special summon it. It has an effect where if you draw it, basically you can reveal another punk in your hand, special summon one or the other, or you special summon him or the one you reveal. We only play one because we don't really want to draw him. I think I only had that happen like once amongst all of my testing. I didn't draw it in the tournament, which was really nice. So yeah, but yeah, just that first effect isn't really going to come up all that much because you're just going to be special summoning this from the deck. So, and then the last card I play is one copy of Ghost Ogre. I know it's not like a punk card, but the reason why I'm opting to play one is for emergency teleport. This in Kashchira, I'll use this to pop the birth. So yeah, it's like a tech option. I like it. It came up in 2 matches during the tournament. Surprisingly, they weren't in the Kashchira matchup. But yeah, so that's it for the main deck. I'm actually playing a 43 card main deck this time, not playing 40. If you really wanted to play at 40, you could cut the Ghost Ogre if you wanted to. You could possibly cut a Z admin. I decided to play 2 Z admins in case if I draw the first one. I can summon the second off of E-Telly if I have that. Because I had I think 2 times where I had E-Telly and Z admin. So yeah, that was a thing. Not really sure what else. Really I would just cut. I just feel like there's nothing else to just cut out of this deck. If you really wanted to, I guess you could cut one of those if you really wanted to drop this down to 40, but I think at 43 this deck's pretty freaking good. So I took third with it. So yeah, my only loss was round 2. So that's why I got third specifically. So for the extra deck, we're playing 2 copies of Combine. Combine's really good, so if your opponent activates any effect that would target a card you control, you negate it and destroy it if I remember correctly. 2 copies of the Gate Guardian of Wind and Water. Reason why we specifically play 2 is because when Gate Guardian here is destroyed, or if your opponent just outs this card in general, you can go into this one, and this one's the best out of the smaller pieces. So that's why we're opting to play 2 of this one. He's a spell and trap negate 2 times per turn with him. For Gate Guardian, it is 3 times per turn. I forgot to mention that, so sorry guys. But yeah, so a lot of times, the worst boards I make is usually just these 2, and you effectively get kind of 5 negates right there. Pretty stupid. Then we opt to play 1 copy of the Gate Guardian of Water and Thunder. So basically what he does is he makes an opponent's monster attack 0. It's a quick effect. And then we also opt to play 1 copy of Guardian Thunder and Wind. He adds a spell or trap that basically out of the Gate Guardian spells. So all the little pieces, they have an effect when they go to when your opponent outs them. They basically float into one of the banished smaller pieces. So it's your stuff's basically just going to be floating. So if your opponent outs Gate Guardian combined, you float into this, then you just float into one of the smaller pieces. So it's kind of guarantees you're pretty much almost always going to have a monster, which is pretty freaking nice. The last fusion that I play is the Punk Fish. So this is one of the pieces you get in combo. One of the things you make in the combo. I just love the punk stuff in this because it doesn't feel like just an engine. It's like a toolbox. Even if you draw one of the one-ofs, You still have a couple different like combos you can do essentially, so it never really feels dead. So yeah, we make this for in the main combo when we want to go into Ultimate Zulkin, or if we want to go into the the one I can't think of it. The one Emancipator synchro. So yeah, um, for synchros, I'm playing a couple. I play one of the Diabolical Diolantis, the Menacing Mantis. Oh boy. Um, so basically, with him, you make him in the punk combo with was it Deer Note and Wagon, and then you can bring back Foxy Tune, and he makes himself a tuner, so you can go into Ultimate Zulkin, and then you can set the Punk's field spell and essentially make Ancient Fairy Dragon. Ancient Fairy Dragon is pretty stupid. You'll essentially pop the set field spell, get to add the uh, the Gate Guardian field spell, and then if you have one of your level 3 punks in hand, like that extra copy as the admin, you could summon that and then synchro this into Baron, which I do play the one copy of the Baron. Or you could summon a copy of Middle Hero Prisma if you have him. But yeah, so I like this because I feel like it just gets me quite a bit. But yeah, for the other synchros, I do play the one copy of Baron. I mean, punks are level 3. We have access to level 7s. No reason not to. It's just really good. Then I also play one copy of Emancipator Risen Dragite. It's just another little option. If I go combo essentially and make I can't think of it. The fish into uh, one of the level 3s and Deer Note. I can make that if I want to. There's been a few times where I've done that to try to also get the draw off the field spell. So yeah, it's just like you have a couple options. I like it. It feels more like a toolbox rather than an engine. So there's nothing really wrong with that. So last up for the links, I play a couple. Play one copy of Link Karibo. If I basically pop off Magician Souls and I can't make any more like Link plays, I'll just link Magician Souls into that. Helps. One copy of Cross Sheep. Cross Sheep is absolutely stupid and nutters in this deck. I love making this and then making one of the Gate Guardian fusions and then bringing back a Prisma. Oh, so nasty. Like, it just feels so right. So yeah, that basically kind of like sets you up for another play with Prisma to make a fusion, or I could bring back one of the lower level punks, and if I have one of my level 7s, I can make Baron. And then lastly, my last card is Appaloosa. Appaloosa is just really good. There's times where I can make Gate Guardian combined, the Water and Wind one, and then I'll make this using 4 monsters if I really pop off. So I effectively can get 9 negates right there. So that's pretty stupid. But yeah, so that's it for this deck. Third place. Very surprised with it. I really do feel like, personally for me, this is just kind of like, this is the build right here. Like, this is the goo. So yeah, guys, go ahead and harpoon that like button, harpoon that subscribe button. Really helps out the channel. Comment any comments y'all have. Link in the description down below to the Instagram. And if you really want to support me, guys, link in the description down below to my TCG Player shop. If you guys want to help support the channel, buy some cards, support the channel, support me and my editor. Really appreciate it, guys, and I will see y'all in the next video.
What the hell are we doing in this country? Sell Mexico to Canada after buying them from Australia? They never told me any of this. Convince the people that tomatoes are a fruit or a vegetable when they are actually eggs from the Kawanai lizard people that live under Kansas. Create TikTok celebrities who will convince the youth that anime cat girls aren't real. Find out why Mark Zuckerberg acts like a fucking lizard. Who in the hell writes these things? Spray tan Donald Trump in his sleep because he cannot see the color orange, and we can make fun of him because he won't notice.
Wait, what the hell?